Hello Sagittarius, this is Victoria and I'm here with your September tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life, your career and workspace, and I'll give you guidance from the universe on how to best utilize the energy of the month of September. At the end, I'll post some messages from my person of interest to yourself. And of course, as always, we're getting started with a quick oracle message. So without further ado, let's get going. And just a quick reminder that these readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Sagittarius. So if you're watching this for a Sun sign, please check out videos for your other placements as well. And of course, don't forget to like the video if you like what I'm doing. If you're new, please subscribe so you don't miss anything important. We have a big full moon coming up. We have 2 eclipses in the months of September, and it's all going to be covered in special readings by me. Also, of course, in the description box, you can find a lot of information about my content and services. All right, with all that said, let's take a look. The message for Sagittarius is right into reality, into this reality. And, you know, for some people, I like talking about journaling, talking about how we use the words, you know, as affirmations, as manifestations. And I can talk about it for hours, but I would just say, for the purpose of this particular reading, I'm not gonna spend much time on it, but I would say that, you know, some people like to say, I don't manifest, or like, I don't believe in manifesting. That's fine. It's like, you know, you may not believe in unicorns, but unicorns believe in you. It's kind of like that, because whether you are aware of it or not, whether you choose to believe in it or not, you are manifesting. So you might as well be more conscious about it. The choices you're making, the words you're putting out there about yourself and your story, about what you're trying to create, right? That's the kind of a magnet you become then. So write into your reality what you feel you are, you know, and the reality that you want to live in. If you're actually writing, I would suggest also, or even if you're imagining this as a vision in your meditation journey, write about it in the present tense. So imagine that this is your life right now, right? And then it's gonna start being more magnetic, especially if you repeat this on the regular basis. It doesn't have to be all of it, by the way, but at least the core story. And then maybe, especially if you're doing this in your meditation, maybe it'll take you, you know, into a little bit different journey every time and show you a little bit of another piece of your life. And that's beautiful too, right? Okay, I'll be using the Tarot of Mystical Moments for the main read. Let's see, for the personal space and love, we have 6 of Pentacles, always good to see. 6 of Cups, look at all the 6s, oh my gosh. And 6 of Wands, you can't make this up. You saw me shuffling the deck. I mean, wow. All right, for your career space, 10 of Pentacles. Oh my God, Sagittarius, this is like a jackpot. You are, I guess, in this magnetic energy, you know, of attracting what you want, of this kind of luck concept, you know, that's pure Sagittarius energy. 7 of Pentacles and the Empress, exactly. This is Taurus energy. You could be dealing with a Taurus. And then the advice, we have King of Cups, could be a water sign. The Sun could be a Leo. I love this for you. And 9 of Swords. Okay, let's unpack that. By the way, bottom of the deck is 8 of Wands. So September is the month where communication is the name of the game for you, and you can lift yourself up to completely new heights and spaces and horizons, or you can just continue walking in the same space, in the same reality, with the same people that you've been with. The choice is yours. Okay, so back to personal space and love life. 3 6s. I mean, 6 is about putting yourself out there. It's about conversing with others. It's about experiencing the outside world. I don't know if you've been cooped up in your personal space for a while, you know, whatever was happening there, some kind of hibernation, reflection. Maybe you were busy working on your finances, your image, your reputation. I don't know, but this is the time where the universe is telling you, like, the world wants to see you. Your soulmates are out there waiting for you, either to meet you at all or to recognize what a beautiful person you are, because maybe they haven't been able to experience you in your authentic expression, right? Or they haven't had enough time, quality time with you to understand how great you are, right? So this is about the way that you position yourself. The ones are, of course, about, you know, who you are in the 3D world. I love, though, that in this particular deck, to me, it always looks like a symbiosis relationship, you know, where, and Six of Wands is not really that much about the relationship. It's kind of like me and the public, right? But here we have two creatures, and they are helping each other. They're taking care of each other. The bird is taking the girl wherever she needs to be, right? The hummingbird. And then the girl has this flower with the nectar for the hummingbird, right? So they are taking care of each other, and it's beautiful. So in your expression in 3D, in whatever you do for a living, whichever roles you speak about, when somebody wants to know more about you, think on how it represents you in terms of how you commune, how you interact with the world, with other people, right? Especially in trusting relationships, right? What is it? How do you position yourself? How do you speak about yourself? What is there anything that you don't want the other person to know and you're kind of ashamed of it? This one, of course, is about inner child. It's about feelings and emotions. And this reminds us that, you know, as children, of course, our inner child was mostly impacted by relationship with our parents or primary caregivers. But it's not limited to that. And we also start having relationships with our peers when we are children. And no matter how, like, maybe from the distance it seems so basic or like not a big deal, for kids in that moment it is a huge deal, right? And so this is for you also to reflect on how you were as a friend in childhood, right? Maybe even for some of you, if you had, I don't know, boyfriends, girlfriends, even with that, how were you emotionally? How did you show up? How did the other person show up? Was it a healthy dynamic? Was it codependent? Were you trying to buy their time with gifts, with fun and play? Was anything like that? Or were you truly connected and you enjoyed your time together, both of you, and you were both grateful for that? And then finally, of course, there's Six of Pentacles, and this is a more practical aspect of the relationship, right? It's how you act towards each other within your trusted relationships, right? How much of a, you know, equal give and take it is. And of course, we're not talking about transactional relationships, but there is still kind of like each person is supposed to get some value from the relationship, right? How does it happen to you, right? Do you have that emotional intelligence to be aware what the dynamic is? What are your current dynamics, right? And what can you learn from it? There's definitely, you're being prepped essentially for this new level of engagement with the world, with people around you. But in order to be able to step higher and get into a different level of value, pleasure, and enjoyment and fulfillment, it's important to give a little bit of reflection and analysis on where you are right now. And it doesn't mean you need to do the reflection first and then you'll be ready. No, while you are doing these relationships that are already in your life, you can continue collecting data if you wish. Even with somebody new, you're meeting someone new, what are your instincts? What are your urges immediately? What do you want to say? What do you want to do, right? What are your fears in that moment, right? You can also, as you're experiencing this new relationship, it becomes very real. And it's actually easier to collect the data in the moment rather than trying to remember, like, why am I even friends with that person? How did it all start? You know what I mean. Okay, for your career space, you have 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and Empress, all Earth energy. I mean, Empress technically is not Pentacles, but it's part of it. So we like seeing Pentacles in the workspace. So lots of abundance for you on the horizon, but it is warranted if you continue uncovering your gifts and seeing your power and what you're capable of. If you know your worth, if you're asking for people to treat you in a corresponding way, you know, to treat you in a way where you get worthy compensation, where you're treated with respect, where you're being appreciated, right? Depending on your context, of course. If you are a business owner, then that your clients know the value of your services, of your products, you know, and they are grateful for it. And they understand that whatever they are paying is, you know, a decent value, or maybe they should even be paying more, you know, but that's of course for you to decide. For other people is to appreciate what you're there to provide to them. If you keep telling yourself, oh, I'm not sure if this is even the right move, or I don't think I can raise the prices because I'm gonna lose all my customers, then that's like, thoughts like that should be red flags right now to look at and understand where it's coming from. And yeah, you may be saying, I'm looking at in the numbers at the market, but you know what? Maybe you just need a different market, meaning, you know, different personas for your products, or different demographic entirely. You see what I mean? I'm giving you an example, but this is an example of where you can see something as a visible problem, right? That logically makes sense, right? Like, my product or my service is not being sold, so, you know, it's probably not worth that much, or, you know, nobody cares about this. But you can also see this as like, I'm still looking for my customer. I just need to do more research, or maybe involve somebody from marketing, CMO, whatever it's called, you know, with skills and experience that can help me at least do some experiments and see how it's gonna work, you know, different media channels, different selling channels in general, right? See what happens. And finally, we have the advice, which is King of Cups, the Sun, and the Nine of Swords. So these pictures we love very much, because this is about emotional maturity and you realizing how much emotions play into your physical reality, like this connection and level of vulnerability and authenticity, right? Are you keeping them to yourself because you feel uncomfortable sharing how you really feel? Or you're being honest, of course, without specifically hurting other people, but because this is the way to free yourself from anxiety, from a feeling of shame and guilt, right? This is like, this is who I am unapologetically. And that's when you're stepping into this emotional fulfillment. It seems like it's still a work in progress. With this Blackbird, I always see it in this deck as a kind of, we're not 100% there, but there is a chance to really step up your game when it comes to emotional fulfillment, when it comes to feeling good in your skin, right? Speaking of skin, and this image here. And not letting others get in under your skin, to continue with the metaphor. You get the gist, right? Like, part of emotional intelligence is not, you know, keeping yourself from sharing. It's about sharing, but in eco-friendly way, where it doesn't put other people down. I mean, of course, there's always a chance that they can take offense, they can get angry, but it's not your tension to manage. If you've been speaking with honesty and kindness, it's then their problem and what their reaction is. But right now, this is what's important. You understanding better your feelings and emotions and being able to talk about them in a compassionate way. Compassionate to yourself and everyone involved. All right, let's get some messages for Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius from their person of interest, please. What does Sag need to know for the month of September from their person? The Tower, Knight of Pentacles, and Knight of Swords. Yeah, so your person definitely wants to build something with you, and they know that they haven't been the best communicator in this, or they haven't been proactive enough in this. And it doesn't matter, by the way, whether it's masculine or feminine. This is the dynamic, right? So something hits them in the month of September where they realize, and it could be your words, by the way, as a side note, Saggy, maybe as you are sharing more authentically of where you are and how you feel, the person realizes that they haven't been very transparent in their thoughts and feelings, right? And their plans for the two of you, or anything in their life that will impact you as well. So there will be communication coming in. There will be conversations. There may be, mini breaks, going away somewhere, road trips, spending quality time together, maybe like date nights where it's just the two of you and nothing else matters kind of idea. But yeah, they will be making effort and will be trying to present themselves also in a more authentic way. I'm hearing also in a more beneficial way towards you. And then it will be up to you, of course, to see how you feel about that, what you want to do with it, right? The more you're going to make them feel comfortable that they can share anything with you, the more honest it will be on their side, the more transparent, right? But there will be some pressure on them in this month, so don't be surprised if it's like there will be a certain shock, a certain, I don't want to say breakdown, but yeah, some kind of a stress factor that will lead them to the understanding that they want to be sharing more and they want you to be more involved in their life. Okay, with this, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for being with me, guys. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time.